This is Core Jeep, and you guys are listening to Nissan Nation Podcast.
Recorded live, coast to coast, it's the Nissan Nation Podcast. From camping, racing, and all points in between. The NNP is your Nissan Nation Podcast. Now start your engines and welcome in the hosts, David and Danny.
What is going on, Nissan Nation? I know I just blew your socks off right now because normally you are listening to Dave crank out the what is going on in the beginning. But you know what? Sometimes things have to change. And today I decided that I was going to do the intro. And because you love my voice so much, you're probably feeling a little tingly right now due to the excessive power of my voice skills. So, without further ado, Dave, how's it going out there, buddy? Dave just came off a 3-week bender.
Oh, sorry for a show. Oh, sorry. Yeah, what's going on, Danny? Thanks for waking me up for this. This is awful special.
Well, buddy, that's how we're doing it these days. I'm taking the lead. I'm now the official Nissan Nation Podcast coolest guy ever. Dave is just going to nap, and then when I call, he's going to do the podcast with me from now on.
Team group, buddy. So, so Danny, thanks once again for. Of course, we do the show. We generally do these on a Thursday night around 9 or so Central Time, and I fell asleep tonight. I got a phone call, a text message saying, "Hey, show, what's going on?"
Question mark.
So, what, man? I'm just a fuzzy ball of nothing right now.
Yeah.
So Dan, we got what is it, like 2 weeks till Moab?
2 weeks, yeah. Well, shoot, yeah, almost exactly 2 weeks. Well, yeah. So for me, it's skewed because I'm literally flying out to Iowa on this coming Tuesday. So today we're recording the show is Thursday night, like Dave said. So I'm flying out on Tuesday to Iowa for a week, and then I fly back on Sunday. Sunday is the first day of Moab. So I fly back, and I'm actually going to be flying back to Vegas, where Car Jeep will be meeting me with my truck, and he's going to pick me up in Vegas. And we're gonna drive to Moab from Vegas, early Monday morning.
Your truck's gonna be car jeeped, huh?
It's for a day, yeah.
Well, I know Car Jeep will take good care of your vehicle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. It'll be nice to actually have someone to drive with it this year. It seems like every year I'm hoofing it home by myself, making that long drive, and
well, yeah, but generally you make that drive a little longer because it seems like you go either to Colorado or other places.
Once or twice I've made that drive like 10 times longer than it should be. But I think the last time it wasn't too bad. Car Jeep followed me back, so we kind of drove together. But it'll be nice to have somebody else in the car as opposed to just chatting on the CB.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's cool for him because it didn't look like he was going to get to go this year, and I don't know what he's still having some vehicle problems or something.
He blew out his front diff, and so he's going to be doing he's got new plans for it. I don't know exactly what they are, but he's trying to go bigger and better, and as people usually do when they break their cool setups, they're like, well, I need a cool setup. Yeah. So I believe he's going to be doing some stuff that is yet to be announced or yet to be planned. I don't know.
Well, hopefully, you'll get to hear about it all the way to Moab, and bigger and better is that has to be the thing for this Moab, man. It they I guess they got going to have record attendance, and everybody I see posting on their Facebook page is just like, yeah, man, I'm scrambling to get these mods done. And
tell you what, man, I don't know if I think it's every year, but this year especially, I have seen so many guys doing like a lot of big mods, or if not like a lot of big mods, just big lists. I know Angel and Off-Road Gorilla Guy, he posted a picture the other day. His entire interior is ripped out of his truck still, and he was like, wiring in compressors or something. I don't even know exactly what he was doing, but the whole interior was gone out of his truck, and he had a 5-gallon bucket in the passenger or in the driver's seat.
He's riding like Mets now,
almost,
man.
Almost ready for Moab. And that was like 3 days ago. I'm like, dude, you got 2 weeks to. Well, and he's got to leave probably 2-3 days early because he's coming from the East Coast.
Yeah, it's at least 26 hours straight for them.
Yeah, so Angel, if you're driving right now and you're listening to this, well done, bro. Hopefully you have that thing back together and you're driving strong.
Yeah, I think it's okay to drive with a bucket in Tennessee if you came this far south, but I don't know the rest of the states.
I highly suggest a folding chair. Just a little bit more stable.
Yeah, I think Kansas is folding chair on up is what they do. And those old kind, those aluminum frame with that ratty plastic holding it all together, you gotta go real if you're going through Kansas.
Yeah.
So what kind of stands out with you for Moab coming up, man? I mean, clearly they've got new leadership, and we've kind of beat that dead horse. But I mean, they're firing on all cylinders right now, man. They've made some changes. It looks like it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I don't know. I have 100% sure what to expect. Other than that, it seems like it has huge momentum. The sign up this year is huge. I see a lot of cool guys that used to go. Really good attendance from people that I know that have maybe skipped a year or whatever. So it's going to be really cool as far as just meeting up with all those guys that I haven't seen in a while, as well as guys that I've been interacting with. Whether it's through customer basis or Duncan Mills, I got a part from him, and he's been a solid guy in the Nissan community recently that I've seen him a lot. He's got a huge to-do list that he's been hacking away at. He's done a lot to his truck in this last 6 months, so it'll be cool to meet him. He pulls parts and stuff like that for use. It's Duncan Mills Parts Puller, I believe, on Facebook or something like that. But yeah, he gets. We
gotta talk to him.
Like that.
We gotta talk to him.
Yeah.
Sometime,
And actually,
man.
you know what? I think we're gonna do Wednesday night is the pot. We're still working on making sure that I got a live podcast from Moab. If I have to record it, it might not be live per se to you, the listener, but it will be live from Moab. So I have a plan to get that all set up so that Wednesday night in Moab we can sit down and rehash the first few days and see what's going on. So
see if Danny's still alive.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it cool this year, man. Nothing crazy, nice and relaxed.
The older you get, the harder these things get, man. Just take, I have 42 years here, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I'm 35 right now, Dave, and I pulled my hamstring racing a 20-year-old kid at a softball game the other night. I don't know why. Luckily, it wasn't too bad. It took like 3-4 days to heal now, and I'm pretty good. It's a little twingy, I guess you would say, but I don't know why. But apparently, I had to prove to some 20-year-old kid that I was faster than him, and I would have beat him had my leg not cramped up. So I still feel like I got it, but there's no way to tell for sure because my body falls apart at certain speeds, apparently.
Well, yeah, it wasn't till I felt pains and stuff all through my 30s just from the abuse I did to myself in the 20s. And when me and JR drove out to Denver on my 40th birthday, I remember waking up on my 40th birthday going, oh, what is that? What's that little tweak? And it was like, yeah, life was like, oh, guess what? You're going to pay for those previous 20 years.
Yeah, that's how it goes, man.
But so everything good on the West Coast there, buddy?
Yeah, things are going good. You'll be happy to know. We'll call this. You know what? Let's segment into something right now. Welcome to Danny's Garage Drama. Today on Danny's Garage Drama, I got another 300ZX.
No, you didn't.
I now have 2 of them. I
mean, they come in pairs, right?
Yeah, and it's possible that another one's going to be showing up here shortly.
Here, Danny's 300 repos, possessions, and parts.
This one that I got doesn't have a motor. Interior's mostly gone.
Did you find any pot or anything in it? Any kind of illegal drugs or anything in this one?
I haven't done any excavation on this one, and you know what? I have all the video from the excavation of my first one, and I haven't been able to get it all finished editing. I started on it, but which is probably best. I should probably release those, so I don't release one and then the next one's months and months and months away. So I may start getting them all edited up and then release, one a week or something like that, so that I can, so it's not just forgotten about. But I'm trying to put a little series together of everything that I got going with it. And with Moab here, I haven't had much of any time to actually do any diagnose, troubleshoot, and get it working and stuff. So I've got a little bit of time. I replaced the injector harness plugs, and I got a new CAS for it, which I was thinking was a problem. Might not be. It looks like it's a little more of a wiring issue. So I got to dig into it. So that's where that one is.
Before your HOA digs into you, is that what you're saying?
No HOAs anymore. Remember, Dave? I moved, man.
That's
I'm
right.
now a free man on a cul-de-sac with a couple buddies in the cul-de-sac. So as soon as she gets running, man, we're gonna be doing Coldy donuts.
Oh, nice, dude. So, at some point, you're gonna have to start naming these 300s like they're your children of some sort, man, so we can keep up.
These are like some rugrats that I found on the street. They're more like stray dogs than they are children. So I think that's what I should do. I should start naming these cars because there's the dragon, like my girl, my red frontier, But
call these the alley cats.
Yeah, they're like the alley. Yeah, because I hate dogs. So
clearly, from what you said to your last show.
Did you watch my last stand-up, Dave?
Dude, I didn't know it got posted.
Oh, I'll shoot you over a link. Basically, I basically bombed because I talked about how much I hated my own dog the whole time, which is probably understandable. I mean,
so it was more
I think this last one is more about me just venting.
It was a therapy session for you, Danny.
Any humor, yeah. I was just basically telling people what I hated.
Grumpy Dan is there.
So, anyways, yeah, I got another 2+2 300ZX. It's a total shell, total stripped down. I got it for free, so I couldn't say no.
Well, it's hard to complain.
So, yeah, Leland from Silver State Nissan, and he was going up to pick up a really, really nice 240 SX shell out in somewhere around near me, and he offered to, because he had a buddy that was getting rid of a couple Z's, he offered to drive it out to me if I paid gas, basically. So I said, yeah, sweet, man, awesome, thanks,
So do you have this one at your house now?
I do. I have two. I have one in my garage and one in my driveway. And let me just tell you, the conversation with the wife when that happened was premium.
Oh, that needs to be its own podcast, man. Danny and the wife.
No, I should have her on, because literally when I told her, my wife's she's the coolest chick in the world, dude. I'm telling you,
she is. Like, for those that don't know, Danny's wife. I mean, I think she's just as crazy as you are, but it's just at a different thing. So,
as long as she stays, I'm gonna stay married to her forever. As long as she doesn't freaking kick me out the door. She's cool, man.
Next show, Danny buys another Z, and he's now divorced.
Yeah, got 3 Z's, no wives. Yes, I told her, and she was like, "You have got to be kidding me." She's like, "You know what? I'm going to start restoring couches." And she went online. She started trying to get people to give her free couches and stuff like that. Just busting my balls like crazy, dude. Like for like a good day and a half. She's like, "Oh, we got another couch showing up." It's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "I love couches. I'm going to start restoring couches. What are you talking about? It's free. It's free." So when I tried to drop it, yeah, she was laying me out, man. But
Danny and his lazy boy collection all of a sudden.
Yeah. So anyways, that's Danny. That's what's going on in Danny's garage. I got all this. I got cars coming out my ears, and I don't have any time to work on them. So.
Well, let's Koshki this subject, and let's go right to the news here. And
don't you have a bumper for the news, Dave?
A bumper? No, I got rid of Betty White and its bumper, man.
No, the Brez bumper, man.
Dude, what are you talking?
Bumper. I mean, like a show bumper.
Wait, like a hooker? Is that what you're saying?
Like a hook, a news hook. Nissan news. You know that one.
It's not ringing. It's not ringing a bell, bro. What? I mean, what? I don't know. Damn it! I can't find.
I was hoping you were going to find it while I was talking.
I was trying to, man.
How about I just do it? You know what?
Wait.
This is the adjunct show. So we'll just segue right here and since I did the intro, I'll do the segue. How's that sound? All right, guys, let's do some news. Nissan news.
News.
How's that, Dave?
All right, man. So Nashville, Tennessee, my hometown of sorts. Nissan just released the 2017 Rogue Sport, Danny, and I know we were talking before the show. You were interested in looking at one of these little cars, and they sold it. So,
by the dealership to just, I want to see the big difference in what the deal was. It's kind of a hot new thing that they're putting out. Hoping that to capitalize on those big sale numbers that they've been putting up for so long with the Rogue. Apparently they're roughly around 22,000, give or take, which is a pretty amazing price point for what you're getting. I believe it has a third row seat as well.
Really? Where did they hang out the hatch?
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea, dude. I'm guessing it's just like literally. You know what? And I imagine it's probably very similar in size to my wife's Kia, which has a third row seat. And when you put that third row seat up, there's about 6 inches to the hatch. There's nothing back there. I mean,
well, hey, 6 inches makes every woman happy. So
that's true, Dave. There you go.
Sorry, folks.
Dave's back. Dave's back, everybody.
I'm awake now.
He's awake. He's ready.
But anyway, so let's see. Rogue Sport will go on sale Thursday, May 11th, which is today. And they already sold one. But it looks like it's going to start out about $21,420, man. That is an incredible price point because I think Rogue Senior, El Signore, is about $25,000. So
yeah, $526 in that range. Yeah. So this is, I think a lot of them, maybe someone that wants a slightly more economic car kind of thing. Maybe they're trying to bump them up into a Rogue Sport, I should say. Right. And, basically you can choose, you want an Altima or you want a Rogue Sport, depending on what you do with your car.
I'm a little old and slower, Danny.
Nailed it. You know what? I believe you used the ancient art of timing on that one.
Timing, eh? Mm-hmm. Anyway, so if you go over to the NissanNews.com page where we get a lot of our misinformation from, they've got their press release on it. And what's cool is they've got all these pictures of it in front of these landmarks here in Tennessee. The Natchez Trace Parkway with this bridge that is a pretty world famous bridge. Let's see, they got it in front of a bunch of graffiti. I don't know, some shops. They're in front of Nissan Stadium. I mean, home of the Tennessee Titans. So instantly you think Rogue Sport. Yeah. And there's Germantown, Franklin, Tennessee. Oh, they got the GTR pulled it over, the Cop GTR. It's in front of the Parthenon. But just all kinds of stuff, man. They're very excited about this vehicle because Rogue, as we were talking earlier, Rogue is the number one selling SUV right now. I never thought
for all of them, right?
Yeah, it's across everything SUV right now. It's kicking ass and taking names. So they really think that this Rogue Sport is just gonna, excel them past being the 6th or 7th car company up there. Maybe they're gonna hit number 5, Danny.
Let's see. Rogue sold 27,000 last month, and that's up from 23. That's it.
Wait, is that Danny's sales numbers?
I'm trying to slowly float the sales numbers in as opposed to just running them off like a spreadsheet. So just hang with me on that one. Yeah, 27,000 last month. Like I said, that's 5,000 more than the month than April of last year.
And let's see here. Last year to date, they sold 92,000. And this year to date, they've sold 128,000, dude. It's just ridiculous.
Gosh, dude. That's wild, dude.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
wild.
What's wild is that car's been out for, 3 or 4 years now, I think that design has?
It's not the freshest. Did they do a facelift on it?
They did a slight tweak to it, but nothing crazy. But I will say, when I was buying my Titan, I was, you got to do all the paperwork and wait for everybody to discuss everything. And if you look on the front of them now, and I even seen it in their commercials, they're starting where the Nissan Burger logo goes. You're going to see a plate over those now, and it's because they're getting ready for autonomous drive, man. That car's got all kinds of sensors and stuff in it, and they're going to push an update one of these days, and that car is going to start driving itself.
You know what, Dave? I started. Funny you mentioned that. I started an English class, college English class, 2 days ago, and my first paper is going to be an argument about how I do not think that autonomous driving is as near as we think it is.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think they've crashed a few.
I'm not saying they're not going to be testing it. I mean, it's near in the fact that they're testing it, but as far as like wide mainstream, I think it's going to be a friggin' huge hurdle to get it to a point to where it's actually feasible for everybody.
Right.
Because I'm never going to buy one. That sounds like the stupidest thing in the world.
Well,
I want to drive my truck.
But we're car people, and we're kind of, we like the feel of the acceleration and stuff. And I hate to say, I almost feel like we're a dying breed at sometimes, because a lot of people just, they buy a car to get them there, and so that's who is going to appeal to these autonomous drive vehicles.
Yeah, it's slowly dying off. Kids don't want to get their license at 16 anymore, and especially in large cities where traffic jams and stuff are so horrible that driving's no fun.
Right. Well, my son waited till he was 18, man, and I had to kind of push him at that.
Yeah. So I don't know, Dave. I don't know where it's going, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to be that old fart that's freaking fighting it tooth and nail, yelling at kids to get off my lawn and stay away from my freaking person driving car.
Stay away from my Z's that are in my landscape. That's going to be Danny.
I don't think we'll get forced out of cars in our lifetime.
Well, I don't think we'll be forced out of them, but I do see in 20 years, man, that it's hand in hand with, you push a button, they drive if you want to drive.
I can totally stomach it and swallow. Well, I could totally see it happen for some type of commercial situation where it's, semis moving in specific lanes back and forth between shipping yards, et cetera, almost like trains do.
Speaking of that and semis, and this is kind of off topic sort of, but did you see Wolverine yet, Danny? The last one? Dude, in that it's like, maybe 10 years in the future, but that was part of it, man. It's like autonomous driving semis going down the highway.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
So, and my review for that movie, if you haven't seen it yet, is it's a big 10 for 10. Go see that.
Nice. There's a huge market and or reason to make a large amount of automobiles autonomous. I mean, I won't argue that, but part of my argument is there's a huge hurdle for standard regular old people driving and turning that into an autonomous thing.
Well, come on, I can't wait to go do the Rubicon, man, and just push a button and the car takes me there and drives up there for me. The next went 2025 is the autonomous day.
Yeah, we're all just going to sit in our cars and drive around.
Well, I'd like to just sit at the canopy and just push a button and make my car go drive the hill. And
I can just imagine how drunk people are going to be all the time.
Well, but there are, you may not like it, but there are safety things for that too, and maybe that's a plus from it. Is we're texting and driving, and you shouldn't do it. And I'm guilty as anybody else for doing it. So maybe it makes us safer. Maybe. But anyways, anything else? I mean, we don't need to go through all these numbers, Danny, but did anything else sort of stand out with this
Um,
month's sales numbers? I know one of those Titans in there was mine, so that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, well, I guess there is that, huh?
Of the 4,033,
Titan sales are up, which is cool.
I think they're actually down for the month, though. And the car industry, we need to talk about this a little bit, but if you read everything right now, man, everybody's like the car industry starting to tank again, which is kind of scaring everybody. But I don't see it. I just see it that there's not enough imaginative cars and there's not enough exciting cars right now.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if I read an article a few weeks ago that showed internationally that the Nissan Mitsubishi partnership pushed them to be one of the top 3 automakers.
Yeah, I think globally they are like the 3rd biggest automaker now.
Their takeover of Mitsubishi has pushed them up right up there. I think it was VW and Toyota maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember for sure, but globally they're stepping up. Sales have waned, I think, a little bit in the beginning. I mean, sales are up and down or down like 1% or something like that, or 1.5% if I remember right.
Well, the spring is usually for car companies. This is the time to they're all excited, man, and
yeah,
they've had the first couple of months were pretty good for Nissan, especially. They've been in the top 2 or 3 for this year, and they're slowing down for everybody. So, it's something to think about. So if you need a car, go buy one.
I think some huge things that, like, as far as and we're getting real crazy right now, but I think politically there was no government budget that I know it affected me. They kicked the government budget 3 months, then they kicked it 3 more months, and now they've made a budget until September. So I'm wondering if that has caused just a little bit of a standstill in the economy for the last 6 months due to the uncertainty of budgeting. I know it affects how I do stuff, but so many government contracts and so much stuff is dependent on government contracts, and that could be a large factor when you're looking at a little bit of trickle down.
Well, and there has been, this isn't Political Nation, but there has been, with like the guy or not, he's shaking up everything a little bit. So I think people are just they need to relax, and by summer again, everything will kick back.
I think any political or presidential change causes everybody or the economy to kind of just sit and wait a little bit, for things to settle down and see what's going on.
Yeah, and I imagine for like you in the military, man, there's always that, what the next regime change, what do they want to spend money on and stuff. So
absolutely.
Well, let's see. Infinity, where are we at with Infinity? Let's see, what's their big sales thing right now? The QX60 still selling pretty good for them. The 80, their numbers aren't bad. They
what's their new sports car that they just brought out that I think is going to be like the new
the QX30. Well, the QX30 is the new kind of the Koshki Rogue Junior sized car. It's what me and Kelly actually, if I wouldn't have bought this truck.
I'm sorry. I meant what's the what I think is going to be like the new 370 platform.
The Q60 or no, I'm sorry. I get all these confused anymore, man. They've screwed me up.
It just blows my mind out because it should be so easy, but I just never remember.
Right. I believe it is the Q60, by the way. Yeah, they have you seen the newer designs starting to come out, and it I like it a lot, man.
Oh, I think it's freaking beautiful, dude. I think it's a great car. And I hope the Z basically,
You just hope they bring that in the Z because it's a 3-liter, and you want to bring back the 3-liter.
I think it would be freaking awesome, dude. 300Z, man.
Well, let's see.
Bring back the 300ZX, dude, and give it that twin turbo, bro.
Well, that was. It's kind of funny because usually that Infinity kind of says what the Z is going to be, and
we saw it with the Armada. You know?
So that, what would you call it, a 300Z again? I mean,
300ZX, dude. The throwback, dude. What is how we
The
got to be on some
T-tops?
anniversary? We got to be on some kind of anniversary year.
With some T-tops, bro.
Heck yeah, dude!
Get
Bring
your,
back the T-tops.
Dude, whatever happened to T-tops, man? That's a whole show right there. But
Classic 80s, 90s era awesomeness, dude. I want to drive. I think that's one of those things that I like about the Z's. Is you pull those off and you're in a convertible, but you're not like nearly as lame. You know, like I hate convertibles. Like personally, I hate them. I don't like driving them at all. I think they look ugly too. And on top of the fact that you lose like a massive amount of structure, and you got to throw a bunch of extra weight in it to give it more structure underneath. But anyways, so the T-top is like the perfect answer.
right.
And what happened?
Well, they went away. I don't know why they don't call them I-tops or something. I never got the T-top. But then again, grammar is not my thing.
Nice, Dave.
But let's see. I don't.
They sold pretty well. 744. That's a step up from last year. I mean, it's not blowing the doors off. I'm sure the price tag on those is pretty solid.
Yeah. No, nothing really stands out. But what does stand out is Nissan Titan XD Pro 4X Project Base Camp. Danny, did you get a chance to look at that?
I did. I had a sneak peek of this a couple months ago when it was in its planning phase. I saw some renderings of it while they were building it, because it has the Lightner rack on it, and I work with Lightner pretty close as far as, you know, helping him develop his products. So he sent me a picture of that and said, hey, you know, keep this on the down low, but look what we're building. You know, I'm working with Nissan to build this thing. And I was like, wow, that thing's sweet. So I wish I could have shared, but I don't like throwing my homies under the bus.
That's cool, dude. It's cool. You know, I kind of release information.
And I forgot about it after a couple of days.
Well, you know, you are like a dog of something. Squirrel. Oh, go chase that.
Exactly.
Oh, Z, gotta go.
Come back up. I saw it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
That's old news. But
you know what? It bothers me though. That, I mean, I get it. They're looking for numbers and they're bringing it out to the Overland Expo, which is cool. But I think they need to bring it straight over to the Gone Moab afterwards. I mean, it's the Nissan event. You know, you gotta show some love.
Yeah. You would think. I mean, well, you know, but they've got you guys. At Moab, you've already bought Nissan. So what they're looking to is these guys that are in these Toyotas and stuff. They're trying to, hey, look at this.
Yeah, I suppose so.
You know, I'm on a couple Titan Facebook pages, and I'm amazed at the people that Dodge guys especially seems to be buying these things. I don't know if it's just because of the Cummins name or whatever, and they're all blown away. They're blown away by how nice the vehicle is, and
yeah, they're nice, man.
I can't, when I can drive mine, I can't pry it away from my wife for some reason all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, she's snaking it all the time.
Yeah, I've got
a new Xterra, huh? Cool.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. The Xterra I didn't want. Costing me a lot of money to ride around that 2009 Xterra. But now I've got to do some work on it. But yeah, I was like, hey, like next week you're back to your Xterra, right? And she's like, oh, really? And I was like, I might let you drive it a little bit, but it's like I work like my work schedule, so I work like a half a day on Fridays, which is like nothing. And so I'm always like, come home, I'm gonna go get in the truck, maybe go to town. Oh, my truck's gone. My new toy's not there, man. But
nice.
But so yeah, Nissan dropped this I believe today or maybe yesterday. But they dropped this they've what they call Project Base Camp, and of course, like Danny was saying, it's got a Lightner rack,
bumpers. It's got a AFE intake and exhaust. It's got Rhino rack, roof rack, rigid lights on it.
35-inch tires.
Icon Stage 3 kit, Hellwig spring helpers, I believe, and Hellwig sway bars. This is going from memory right now. What else does it have? It has a CVT tent, I believe. the CVT Rainier
The
and awning.
KMC beadlock wheels, Nitto trail grapplers, which they seem to love. Nitto, they must be have a nice partnership.
Yeah, so it's outfitted really nice.
Yeah,
like
rigid lights,
like solid adventure vehicle. So
yeah, it definitely this is what the Project Titan that went to Alaska should have been basically, but they didn't have this one yet.
Yeah,
but they're really pushing the diesel, which is, I don't know, I find it. I mean, I know everybody off-roading talks about diesel, but I don't know, man. For the maintenance that you have, the more I learn about these diesels, the maintenance you got to do to them all the time, man. I just don't know that would be the motor I would want for a overlanding rig, but that's just probably me.
Yeah, I think they're towing a trailer with it too. Be it a small trailer. I think there's a small trailer that they're going to be towing around with it too.
And speaking of trailers, bro, the NizTech trailer's gone.
The NizTech trailer's gone. Chris has got all kinds of projects going in and out of that garage that he's gone. So the X trailer, as they call it, it's moving to a good home though. So it's bittersweet. It's a super cool trailer, but it's going to be taken to Moab, and a faithful, a wonderful customer of ours is going to be taking it, and I'm sure he's going to be doing lots of fun stuff with it. So,
well, what really stinks is, man, so he posted that up yesterday, and I was like, and he'd offered it to me last year when y'all drove it out to Went, and I was just like, And so he hit me up, or I hit him up, and it was like, sad face, little emoji. It's like, hey, man, what's going on? You selling that? He's like, yeah, man. He's like, he goes, if you want it, And so I'm looking at Kelly, and I'm like, damn it, I just bought new hefty bumpers for her truck. I bought a new truck. And I'm like literally going, let's see how much money I got in my PayPal account. How can I? And then this morning he goes, well, I sold it, man. It's like, damn, that was quick.
Yeah, we have a lot of interest right off the bat. I mean, it's a really cool, it's super distinct trailer. Like, nobody's got it, and so
that's what I was telling Kelly tonight. I was like, yeah, he sold that thing already, and I said, well, it's out in that Colorado area. I said, that's adventure area, and everybody wants a cool adventure trailer, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and I think it's going to a good home. So,
well, so you said they with this Project Basecamp, they've got a trailer with it too, or?
I'm almost positive. I got to look at the article again, but when I was reading all the build on it, I want to say that it was saying that there was a trailer behind it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's your basic kick-ass off-road vehicle Pro 4X that.
Yeah, they just bolted all the the goodies on it that all the expensive goodies, really.
Right. But I'll be excited to see how they react to it out at the Overland Expo West. Because the people that show up to that know their vehicles, and they know specifically what they're going to do with that, that vehicle. So it'd be cool to.
So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but they're towing a Patriot trailer, the Overland Trailer X2.
Okay.
So.
Which those are very nice trailers as well. And I hear that you guys in HEP or the HEP trailer's coming to NizTech for a little bit for some adventure.
Yeah, I think NizTech's going to be running a HEP trailer with their CVT-10 on the top, and like I said, there's lots of different projects that we got going in and out of the garage. So it was time to move on to another project, and the X trailer was super sweet and cool, but Chris wanted to move on,
Well, that's cool.
Upward and forward and backwards and around.
I've got a little Facebook rant that I want to kind of say for a minute. So, and as you are, buddy, you're on every one of these Nissan pages and stuff, man. And I seen somebody bitching about shipping. And I'm like, how do you fuss about the shipping prices, man? It's not like these companies go, yep, we're going to sell these parts cheap, and then we're going to gouge you on shipping. So I won't go into any specifics, man, but I don't care what company you deal with. Just, if you order some light brake lines or something, yeah, man, it's still got to cost shipping. You can't put those in an envelope. and just hope the U.S. Postal Service gets it there. So, guys, think about.
I have something to add on that as well, Dave.
All right, guys, hold on a minute. Think about when you're I don't care if it's car parts or what, man. All these people that deal with you and your Nissans, man, they're for one, they're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're trying to make a profit, but they're not trying to rip you off on shipping. So what do you got, Danny?
So with Nistech, we ship FedEx because FedEx is for us the most reliable shipping method out there. It's not technically the cheapest, though sometimes it is cheaper than UPS and USPS depending on what you're shipping. But many times it's more expensive, even when you're shipping, and it starts getting kind of lame when it's small stuff. You're like, that could fit in a $5 USPS box or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
However, because so much stuff has been lost or messed up, shipped to the wrong place or something from USPS, it just doesn't make sense to keep sending. You lose money and you lose massive amounts of time and you lose customers when stuff doesn't show up or stuff's broken or whatever. And so to give good customer service and say, hey, listen, your stuff's going to show up at this date when we say it's going to ship, and we know that it's going to show up, and we're not going to have to spend another 4 or 5 days trying to track your stuff down or sending new stuff out. In the long run, it helps us and it helps the customer because we can take care of you and we're not having to bump our prices up because there's a possibility we're going to have to ship 2 things out because in the last 5 shippings, two things got missed.
Right.
So that's the first thing, is we do use a slightly more expensive shipping method, but that's because we want to make sure that it gets to you on time, it doesn't get lost, and it's always there when we say it's going to be there. So the second thing is, it's in an Amazon world, it's hard to be a small business who serves a niche community. So there's Amazon, which ships everything for like free or $1 or $3 extra, you get it in a day,
right?
Which is all fair and good. And you know what? Amazon kills us on some stuff, but in answer to Amazon is Amazon does not sponsor Gone Moab. Amazon does not sponsor the Nissan Nation podcast. Amazon does not. Well, I'm sorry. Amazon does give us money for the purchases you make. So as far as that's concerned, the Nissan it does sponsor the Nissan Nation podcast.
But relatively they don't care.
They just want you to buy more stuff. They want us to make you buy more stuff from there. So I'm just saying, buy your Nissan parts from somebody that supports the community. And so many parts are not made for our trucks. So much stuff out there is not made for our trucks. And so many people want more stuff made for the trucks. And unless you support companies that do R&D, that are constantly working to bring new products to the market, you're just going to be in a deadly death spiral of buying cheap Amazon that doesn't work as well as it should.
I'm always amazed. Of course, we do have a connection to Nistech, and they are a show sponsor and stuff. But if they pissed me off, I would. I'm pretty equal opportunity. But I'm always amazed that you read these guys and they go, hey, what's the cheapest lift I can do, or what's the cheapest thing, and they end up, some of these guys end up buying this crap from China or whatever that Rough Country or somebody sells, and it's like, guys, I always talk to these people. I'm like, look, man, they don't support anything you do with that vehicle. Their only goal is to sell you something and to make you happy for that 10 minutes that you purchased it, and they don't care anything. They're never going to offer you some cool new rack for it. They're never going to offer you, a bumper. All they cared about is that polyurethane crappy bushing to go in between your spring and your coil. And that's all they're going to do. And so I mean, I don't care if you're dealing with 4x4 parts or PRG or whoever, but like Danny said, these small companies, and by no means is there some massive Amazon style warehouse that Nistech works out of. it's a decent shop, but it's not, Extreme 4x4 or whatever you watch. It's there, it's
and we just had we just recently had a customer come in who had a kit from another manufacturer, and he wanted it installed in our shop, and we're like, yeah, that's fine, we can install something like that. But after we started installing it, it was a simple kit, but at the same time we found it was missing stuff. And yeah, somebody else's kit might be cheaper than ours, but if it's missing stuff, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Technically, their kit per se was cheaper, but that you end up having to spend more money to get a kit that's comparable to the NISTEC kit. And that's it. That goes for many, many other things that you buy, especially when you're running a niche market or you're in a niche market where it's the big manufacturers, they're not paying attention to the nuances that come with model year changes and stuff like that, and or the little things that may not be a big deal to them, but to someone that wants their stuff to work exactly and perfectly. NISTEC Exterior Performance tests everything. We spend a lot of time working on that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's a good rant, Dave. Shipping and all the other stuff that's included in that.
Well, and one more thing to add to that, I don't know, most people don't do a lot of shipping, so they don't know, they don't understand the cost. But let me tell you something. I did a lot of shipping, and from the East Coast, shipping anything past Colorado is expensive. I don't know what it is about that. But
you ship a sticker and it's like $10.
Yeah, I remember shipping something that had to go through Colorado to Vegas, and it was like I could have drove it there for what it cost. It seemed
because
like,
they got to go through Nebraska and Kansas, man.
Yeah,
those states.
Yeah. Of course. Then on the flip side of that, I'm always like, I forget what part I've ordered or something recently, and it was like close to me, and it ends up going to Illinois, New York, Knoxville, Tennessee, back to Kentucky, and then it comes to Nashville, and I'm always like, what? I could have just went to the warehouse, guys. But anyways, we hate to pick on you guys. You guys have been awful good to us. But that was something I saw that it was, like Danny said, in the Amazon world now, man. Most people don't realize that shipping costs and to do it right costs. So anyways, back to the Project Basecamp, Danny. I'm excited to see, of course, on all the big Overland forums, there's only like 30 of them now. That I'm excited to see their take on this truck, and because these guys will have a take on this truck. They will. Most of them seem to be Toyota guys, so they probably be a little brutal to the truck. But it looks, from the pictures, it looks set up just right.
It's got a cool bumper too. That's not a stock bumper on it either, I don't think.
No, that's a Fab 4 or whatever.
I'm sorry, not bumper. Man, my words are real custom today. Hood. It looks like it's got a little louver in the front thing.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I'm a roof rack guy, man. I like that roof rack that's sticking up on top.
Yeah.
And
I like the look of it, but in truth, like for me, that is a really tall roof rack to have anything stored, especially when you have a big old bed and all that cargo space. I'm like, you don't need a roof rack, man. But
hey,
I guess they got a spare tire up there. So
coming from the guy that sells parts for a living, you don't need that extra thing up there. No, you need 4 more of those up there, Danny.
I do like that they took it out to Moab.
Yeah,
so pretty sweet.
I don't know. I like the kind of contour map thing they did on the side of it. I do like the gray color, man. That's one thing when I was buying my mine that I wish they'd offered a few more interesting colors. Normally I like a white vehicle, and they just didn't have a Pro 4X in the white truck at the time when I bought this one. And that gray, man, if it was that gray that they've got in this, I probably would have jumped on that.
It's got a really cool wrap on it.
Well, and maybe you'll see, you never know, man. Maybe you'll see that thing pop into Moab, or maybe you'll see that thing pop into Windrock this fall.
I'm hoping.
You never know. Well, I'm hoping to see Danny at Windrock.
Hoping.
I'm hoping. Maybe we'll do a live streaming podcast with Danny then. So, Danny, I don't, let's see. We got sales numbers we've talked about. The Koshki, Rogue Sport, You know, that's pretty interesting. It's actually starting to pick up. The auto shows are gonna. You got summer auto shows coming up. I think Chicago is coming up next. They always seem to kind of drop something on us that we didn't expect or hear about through our people we know in the biz.
Yeah. I've got nothing on the lowdown. Just waiting for the Frontier to pop out somewhere at one of these shows. So we'll see.
Well, I did. Let's talk about that for a minute. I did see where they've been working on that, and of course I've seen all kinds of mules running around here, but it's been pretty much confirmed. I mean, we talked about it a little bit that they said, hey, the U.S. market needs a real truck. They can't have just some little beater, and I did see some pictures. I don't know if I listed them, posted them on the Facebook page, but where it was an actual different front end on that vehicle. So that's.
I said that myself the other day.
That's something looking forward to, and I really think you're going to see that this fall, man. I really think.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. I saw some leaked pictures of some new Ford Rangers that they're talking about bringing out next year.
Well, that for our Australian listeners, man, they get to see some of the they probably like our gas vehicles sometimes, but we like their diesels they've got down there. And the Ranger they have down there, man, I really do dig that vehicle. I was on some Overland page the other day where people were kind of fussing about it a little bit, and I was like, hey, yeah, sure, it looks like the Toyota and it looks like everything else, but every truck now is starting to kind of resemble each other. So, yeah,
yeah, we'll see.
But I want to say, hey to our Australian listeners, our dozen or so that's down there.
What's up, mates?
Yeah, they what was we had? They were talking about the GQ, and I seen something the other day that interested me from down under. I want to talk to somebody down there, Danny.
It'd be nice.
I mean, hell, they don't even have to be a Nissan person. Let's just, what we need to do? Call and order a pizza or something. Just call their. So our Australian listeners, if you'll get on our Facebook,
that's a good idea. Like on speakerphone.
Yeah, if any of our Australian listeners, that aren't, out there with the dingoes or whatever and the kangaroos, if you'll list your favorite pizza place or something of that sort, me and Danny want to call in and order you a pizza.
Yeah, give us somewhere to call.
If you'll, we will pay for this pizza.
Because it would be morning there, right? Like we could call in the morning. Well, we'd have to find somewhere that's open in the morning.
Well,
we'll order your pizza.
That's right.
Post up on our Facebook page. Let's make this happen. Let's have some cross-continental fun.
That's right, man. It's spreading the love of sorts, but and I only do this because I just want to talk to somebody from Australia. And what better way than that doesn't even know what a Nissan probably is.
I have an Australian buddy here in the States.
Well, we saw him on your Z breakdown.
Yeah.
But he's here now, Danny. He's
I know.
He probably drinks.
He's an American.
He probably drinks Bud White, and he's not a real.
Anything he can get his hands on. That's the Aussie way.
He's not a real Australian now. He's drinking wussy beer. Well, but all right. So homework for our listeners: find us an Australian, somebody we can deliver. Have a. What would be really cool? Send it to a Nissan dealer down there. Just for random.
Chat with them about what they're selling.
That's right, man.
Good idea.
All right, so scratch everything. Nissan Australian people.
Everything right now.
Get us a number, pizza place, nearest some Nissan dealer, and we're sending them a pizza. It's done.
Sweet.
Can't do anything else about it.
I think that's how we're gonna finish the show off.
All right, so with extra anchovies, of course, and I don't know, what would Australian people like on their pizza, Danny? Dingoes, kangaroo meat.
I can only base it off the one Australian guy that I know, and he hates spicy stuff. Like hates it. Like we eat Mexican food, and he's like, "Oh, that's spicy." I'm like, "It's just hamburger meat,
Really?
Like it's American, like not spicy." I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up here in Southern California, and like my butthole hurts because I'm eating stuff that's so spicy.
Well, I did
like it,
I did have some authentic Mexican food last night, Danny.
Oh boy, here we go. There's like the spot that we go to today that serves like the most killer. It's like the Cubano torta, which is like basically it's a Mexican torta with like ham on it. But oh my gosh, Dave! Like if you know what a torta is, man.
A turtle?
No, it's basically like a Mexican sandwich.
Yeah.
But like, imagine if you made a taco with like a Mexican. It's like bread. Yeah. But it's a sandwich, but it's like imagine if you made a taco with bread.
You know what? Let me tell you about a southern treat, buddy. You get you some bread. I don't care if it's that gooey white bread or some wheat bread or whatever.
Some Texas toast.
Yeah, but no, you slather a little bit of peanut butter on there, okay? And this, my wife will not make this for me, by the way. So just a warning. And then you get you some Miracle Whip, and you slather that on top of that, bro. Oh, that's a treat right there.
That's not a treat, Dave.
So from everybody here at the Nissan Nation podcast, my name is David Boyd, and what are we, Danny?
Throwing up.
We are out. Peace, everybody. The Nissan Nation podcast is a presentation of DRB and KGB Media.